Hello, everybody. Welcome back to We Bought a Mic for the big one, the one everyone has been waiting for.
That's
the
true.
Big 299.
Yeah.
The 299th episode. It's the moment we've all been waiting.
I can't believe it's been 299.
Man.
We used to joke about episode 299.
Yeah,
like,
it's
imagine if
crazy.
we made it to 299.
Oh, God, it's too bad that
What
like
a
we'll
milestone.
never live to see 300.
No.
I swear, if we make it to see 300, we're gonna have to just like do a Michael Bay movie or something like that.
No. I mean, if
Whichever one is out by
the
that
Yeah.
only chance
Who's
we'll
to
do a
say?
300th episode is if for some reason we end up in the back of an ambulance.
I mean, and the only way that we'll do that is if that ambulance happens to be in LA. It's the only way that I will do that podcast.
which we are on the complete other side of the coast of. Some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
So yeah,
would
it's
have
just
to
not
go
going to
down.
happen.
That's not gonna happen.
fine.
Oh well. Well, enjoy the last one.
Yep.
We're chilling. We're hanging out. We're taking a breather here from Robin to go over some mailbag questions and then dive into our annual Fantasy Film League draft. Welcome. My name's Ernest.
I am chill tragedy of Mick Ultra drinking Hunter.
Still left over from our Oscar
From
party.
our Oscar party. Which by the time you're listening to this, the Oscars, it's been like 3.5 months, it feels like. Will Smith has already served, I think, 2 years in prison by the time you're hearing this.
That's a good point. I'm out of the hospital. My lip is healed, ostensibly. I'm Drew.
Nice.
I'm excited for this
Yeah.
one.
Will Smith really slugged you across the face there.
Yeah.
I told you to not talk about his fucking kids, man. You're like, Jaden was terrible in the Karate Kid remake, and then he just did a Karate Kid
Yeah.
move
And
on you.
And I was
Yeah.
like, it was a Karate Kid joke. Really, dude? Really?
Yeah.
That's what I want to say if someone smacks the fuck out of my face. Really, dude?
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I just realized this light is like not on me.
It definitely hasn't been for the episode that we didn't record
Really?
right before this one. Yeah, no, it wasn't facing.
I thought
towards you.
that was on purpose for ambulance.
Yeah, I thought you were just trying to be shrouded in shadow.
Ooh.
That's a little better.
Hello.
Oh, now it's coming back.
Hello, beautiful.
coming back.
It's swinging around.
Oh,
All right, that's. Oh, you know why it's doing that? It's because the fan is on, so it's like pushing it out of the way.
that does make sense.
Whatever.
That is the thing that would happen.
We're all good. Welcome.
Well, this episode has that classic WBAM second episode of the night thing, where it's going so well.
Yeah,
No.
you
I'm
guys
definitely
love
wearing
Boston
a different shirt, guys.
Yeah.
I was not wearing my front bottom shirt. Shout out to Brett. He got me this shirt.
That's a great shirt.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
a great shirt.
Good job, Brett.
at
Thanks,
the Cali
Brett.
concert. Also, shout out to Brian, donor, sugar daddy of the pod, who has been giving us a steady drip of mailbag questions for the course of the last few months, and we haven't had a actual dedicated mailbag segment until right now. So this is our chance to give back to the old donors. If you ever want to ask us questions, you can DM us on Twitter at WeBoughtAMic or email us weboughtamic@gmail.com. So we have a nice little selection here of questions that we're going to answer before diving into the results of the annual Fantasy Film League, which I'll break down once we actually get to that part of the podcast. So let's get through these 5 questions first, okay?
Okay.
Number 1. This is an easy one because I don't know if Brian listened to our Best of the Year podcast. It seems like no, because
That's
the
fine.
first
That's
question
fine. I'm not even mad about that.
is,
It's okay.
have you guys seen that Saturday Morning All-Star Hits on Netflix with Kyle Mooney?
Brian.
Well, at
Subs?
the time, I
Hey,
was
buddy.
the only person to talk about it.
Your boy literally just finished polishing up a
Subs.
big fat pub sub.
At the time when we record that episode, I was the only person who had seen the whole show.
Right.
And I had it on my list because here's the thing. That show fucking rocks. It gets kids show 100% right.
Is that all he said about it? Is subs?
Yeah, subs.
Nice. Yes, great show. I still haven't finished it. no reason why. Honestly, it's an incredible show. It's a lot more self-referential than I thought it would be. I thought it would just be like a series of like one-off sketches, to be honest. But like
it tells
plots thicken.
Yeah, it tells a narrative through line really well, and it is like fully Kyle, which I think was the big takeaway you had from our best of, is like it is him going all in on what makes him Kyle.
It feels of a piece with just him and his whole career. And fucking love
it's
it.
on Netflix. Smash with Trebor and
Skip and
Trebor.
Trebor comes second.
Always. All right, next question. Has the pod seen Blast from the Past? I feel like this is not the first time that Brian has brought up this movie.
Is this the movie with
Brendan Fraser's GOAT role? Was going to say it was the best movie to come from 1999, but Three Kings and Wild Wild West also came out that year, so it's a toss-up. Yeah, 1999, famously
the Wild Yes.
The year with Three Kings and Wild Wild West. Not Being John Malkovich, Fight Club,
The Matrix. Dude, Wild Wild West though scared me as a child. With the bad CGI.
Yeah, the
mecha
spider. Yeah. Have not seen Blast from the Past. I'm pretty sure that Brian has brought this movie up on multiple occasions, so we should probably
definitely brought up Brendan Fraser a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down with doing like a Brendan Fraser miniseries leading up to The Whale.
Leading up to The Whale? Yeah. Brian, I don't know if you know, buddy, but I'm sure that you do because you're on the Brendan Fraser pulse, but our boy is having his comeback movie. Our boy is currently like the front runner to win Best Actor right now for his portrayal
based on a log line.
And we're definitely not jumping too far ahead with that. We're definitely not assuming that he has chops that he might not have anymore. Right. It's fine.
It's fine.
He popped up in that Soderbergh movie last year. No Sudden Move.
Yep. He's good in it.
Yeah, he was pretty. He has like 2 scenes.
You know,
haven't seen Blast from the Past. I've seen a lot of commercials for it. Weirdly, even though it was like before I would remember commercials. I think it was on cable a lot. Right. Is the thing. I like. This is when they were still trying to make Dave Foley into a thing. Who became notable from Canada's Kids in the Hall legendary sketch show. He was like the lead sketch guy.
Yeah,
he was very funny. He was on news radio after that. I wish that he had gotten to be a guy, but he's just like a little weird white guy.
Here's an off the dome idea I just had. Leading up to The Whale, we have Brian on for a 3-way matchup episode.
We have Brian on for a 3-way. Hey, who's watching?
I'm just gonna end up being the one watching.
Blast from the Past, The Scout, and
what's that one? School Ties.
School Ties. Yes. Yeah. The greatest hits of Brendan Fraser.
And we duke it out to figure out what is the best forgotten Brendan Fraser masterpiece. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing looking at this movie. It's directed by this guy named Hugh Wilson, who had another movie that came out in 1999 that I have seen. Have you guys ever seen the Dudley Do-Right movie?
No.
Oh, I've heard about this.
It's awful. It's truly a terrible, terrible film.
Well, his hat is amazing.
His hat is incredible. Shout out.
Big old, like, almost like a 10-gallon hat, but it's Canadian.
I can't believe
whatever the Canadian version of a 10-gallon hat is.
I don't know. It's
well,
like they call it like an 18-kilo hat or something.
Hugh Wilson had 2 movies with Brendan Fraser in 1999. That's insane. Like, do you think that they just cut on one movie and then just immediately picked up and started filming the next one? Brendan Fraser's like, this is my guy.
Sometimes you just use up all your juice.
This is my Scorsese right here.
Love Brendan. Excited for The Whale. Looking forward to checking out Blast from the Past. Next question. If there was a fantasy draft for talent in the movie business for the next 5 years,
acting talent,
which 3 actors or actresses are up there, first top 3 picks off the board in their respective drafts?
So I know that we said right before we're recording that we weren't actually going to draft, but I think that There's too many to just do 3, so I think that we should actually have a draft right now. Let's go around and draft.
So are we doing
a team of
6,
3?
6
So we'll
or
have
3?
We'll each have
let's just
3.
do 3.
So yeah.
I know Brian said respective, but for the sake of not taking an hour on one Brian question.
All right, so I'll go first if that's okay.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's
sure, just
fucking
fucking
okay.
go
You piece of
first.
shit.
All right, do you want me to pull up my virtual dice?
We do have plenty of time for that. Pull up the dice.
Pull it up.
I didn't get to use yesterday.
Yeah, because you're trying to do.
You guys made me use the
dice.
wheel.
Hold on, I'm googling it. I can do it.
What, the virtual dice or the wheel?
I'm doing the wheel.
I'm not looking it up. I'm not doing.
Why does it give you like 9 random names? Like as if
Because it's like, yeah, these might be your friends' names.
what if Beatrice gets to go first?
Okay, so we're spinning the wheel.
So are we get snake draft, or I guess it doesn't matter. There's 3 of us. I don't care if I get stuck with the last and stuff.
We're doing a snake. Spin.
All right, we're spinning around. We're spinning around. Where we got?
It's gonna be me or you. It's so close. It's me. I go
right.
first.
Okay.
Well, I almost don't even want to.
Will you spin it again?
No.
We need the second pick.
Well, yeah, second pick.
Oh, yeah. That's a fair point. Second,
It's
it's gonna be Hunter. It's
there we
Hunter.
go.
So
All
I
right,
get third pick.
I like being in the middle.
But we'll do snake for you. So,
Cool.
All right, go for it. What's your pick?
well, man, this fucks everything up. I didn't want to be. I wanted to be third. If so, I'll take Kaluuya.
Oh,
I think
perfect.
he's up there
Daniel
on my
Kaluuya,
list.
Academy Award winner,
I think he
he's
is.
the best.
Yeah, I think.
star of Nope.
Yeah,
Coming up.
I get Nope. I think he's a perfect actor. I don't think
Yeah.
that he has anything not in his
Lot
bag
of
as far as I've
range.
fucking seen. So
Yeah, I mean, if I was just going purely like subjective, he would be arguably my number 1 pick. He's like my favorite actor working right now. Fucking love that guy. He can do no wrong. Great pick.
why are you on the page for Panic?
No,
Room?
don't even worry about it.
He's picking Jodie Foster.
No, so I took this in a little bit of a different way, and I was
Jared
thinking
Leto.
about it as of, if I am a producer, who do I want to be? Like, if we are back in the day where studio can just sign an actor and say, like, you're my actor, you're going to make all your movies for me, and I want Zendaya. Zendaya is going to print money for studios for the next 20 years.
Okay, so have fun with all your money.
And also, Zendaya is fucking incredible. You want to talk about range? My girl can play it quiet. She can play it very soft. She can also go balls to the walls. I think that there's like layers to Zendaya that we have not even seen yet.
Did you watch the new Euphoria season?
No, I have not yet.
She has an episode in that is some of the best acting I've seen in a long time. She's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, she's incredible. So give me Zendaya. She was my number one on my big board, and I'm happy to take
I love
here.
her. She also has like a very just a unique kind of movie star presence. Like that's something that I think is being lost in the 21st century, is like, you just need to look cool on screen. That's a huge thing. Like, when you look at like Kurt Russell, that's a guy that just looks fucking cool on screen. Like, we need that.
Yeah.
And she captures that really well.
Yeah, she's like the new definition. Kurt Russell is like 70s, 80s, coolest person possible. Now it's Zendaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
She rocks.
So I get 2 picks, right?
Yep, you get 2 picks.
All right. Robert Pattinson, Bobby Patty, the Batty Daddy. Love the Batman, brought great stuff to that role. I hope that he doesn't get stuck doing that for the next 10 years. My hope is that doesn't happen.
I don't think it's a matter
stuff.
of that. The reason that I didn't pick him first is just because he seems likelier than anyone to just kind of like
To just stop acting.
not do movies, except for like one
point.
Batman movie. Not
Good point.
because of Batman, but just because he's not,
Yeah, like not load up his schedule all the way.
Yeah, because he's like, actually, no,
Yeah.
I'm getting into like crafts.
That's fine though. If we only get a Robert Pattinson movie every 3 years, I know it's going to be a banger. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, look at his track record the last 5 years. It's just been incredible, So I think he's going to be able to keep that streak going moving forward. And then I think I might go Jesse Buckley.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's an awesome pick.
Yeah,
great
she's
one.
in Men coming up, the new Alex Garland movie, which looks awesome.
She is only in good things.
Yeah.
Exclusively in good shit.
Loved her in
Very-
The Lost Daughter.
A very rare actress.
What was the Kaufman? I'm thinking of Ending Things.
yeah, she's in a lot of shit this upcoming year.
Yeah.
She's gonna become, even if she's in a lot of like more like critically acclaimed style movies than she is popular movies, she'll be known.
She can also sing incredibly well. See
Yes.
Wild Rose. Like just multi-talented.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great vibe. Jessie Buckley. Okay. Back to you, Hunter.
I just have to take him because he's on the board still. Timothy Chalamet.
Timmy.
Good old Timmy. I thought that you were
Wonka
going to
himself.
I thought you were going to snatch him up. Just take his little body out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Timothy Chalamet. What more is there to say? Like, he has the potential to be the next Leo. And I don't mean that necessarily in like that he's the same type of actor as Leo, but as I think that he has the potential for a Timothy Chalamet movie to feel like an event in the same way that whenever Leo makes a movie, it's an event.
Right.
He is young and he knows how to pick projects, which is something that is very, very impressive. That's a combination of like having a good agent, of course, and then also just like
He doesn't do
having
coke.
having the pull right away. I mean, part of it is just he's just kind of already been like anointed as the next one.
Some of the coolest bone structure you're ever going to see on
Yeah.
a face. It's not even like traditionally handsome necessarily. It's just like a cool face.
Timmy. All right.
Love it.
Drew.
Jesse Plemons.
Oh shit.
So you're taking
boy.
Timothy Chalamet and Jesse Plemons have the exact opposite bone structure, like about as different as two male bodies can look from each other.
I think Jesse Plemons is beautiful.
No, I love it. I love our little boy.
He is exclusively incredible. He pops up. He acts a shitload. He stays so busy, and he's in probably 3 really good things every year. So it's he's in Killers of the Flower Moon. It's like fucking shut it down.
Yeah.
Second round pick. Come on.
And he has a key role in that movie. Like he's gonna be. It's like Leo then Jesse Plemons. I'm pretty sure is what it's gonna be.
He's gonna be nominated for like 8 Oscars in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Love
guess you get.
Yeah, it's you again. Last pick.
Yeah.
Emma Stone. This is my favorite actress.
Yeah.
That's it. She's my favorite actress, and she has great taste.
Wait. Not the last pick.
That was
'Cause I only picked 2.
This was my last
Yeah.
pick. It's going back around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the last.
It
pick
didn't
was
really
wrong.
work out well because we're doing snake draft and there's 3 rounds. It doesn't matter. Who cares? This is a made up exercise.
Emma Stone. Yeah, she's in Babylon. Yeah, she got her Oscar for La La Land.
She's
Oh wait, no, she's not in Babylon. She got
No, she's not in
replaced by
Babylon.
Margot Robbie.
She's cool as fuck. I'm in love with her. I want to marry her.
I have bad news for you.
I'm really jealous of Dave McCary
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. That's just
got
one of
that
them.
baby.
And I will someday cut her face off and wear it.
You're going to face off with Emma Stone.
Yeah, but she won't want to do that.
I'm between 2 people here for my last pick. And I think I'm just going to have to I'm going to go with somebody who's just also like my favorite actress working right now, and it's Saoirse Ronan.
Nice.
Yeah, she's cool.
Talk about fucking range. She also, I think, could have like a 10 Academy Award nomination career.
She
Like,
literally
she's
already
just-
is like halfway there.
Yeah,
and
she's
she's
just-
like a child.
Yeah, she's only 28 years old, and just fucking incredible range to just do something like Brooklyn, and then go to something like Lady Bird, and then pop up in something like The French Dispatch, just to like have a good time. She rocks. Absolutely love it. It's between her and Florence Pugh. Just 2 of my favorite people working right now.
And you gotta wonder if Florence's relationship with Zach Braff is
And
really working against her.
I
here,
am
folks.
worried about if I draft Florence Pugh and I'm hanging out on the lot. Is Zach Braff there too?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to hang
This
out
is
with
like,
Zach. I don't want Zach Braff to be narrating like all my decisions. Just like, sometimes whenever you're producing a film, at the end of the day,
It's like Adam Schefter's tweeting about this. Like sources are telling me that Hunter Mobley's 3rd round draft pick had a lot to do with Zach Braff and a little to do with Florence.
Ooh. I am curious. Back to Emma Stone real quick though. You saw Cruella, right? Like that was
I
your
don't know
most
why.
anticipated movie.
Yeah, no, you were big.
Yeah.
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 But just for like the origin story, because you've been wanting that story. I think that you wrote the spec script for that, right?
Yeah, I sort of was playing with the idea that if you really look at the word Deville, you actually could get devil out of it.
Oh, incredible!
I didn't think about that.
And if you look at
evil.
and if you look at the word Cruella, you can actually get L.A. So it takes place in Los Angeles.
Cruel L.A.
It is cruel.
Well, that's why they didn't call ambulance status because it was already taken.
Yeah,
they're
like,
going to call
"Fuck."
it Cruella.
Ambucrulence.
So what's the
level?
What's the last pick?
Damn, I like Florence Pugh. I don't know if I want to go with that just because of the marvel of it all. I feel like she has like what they're calling the golden handcuffs, which is like the 7 movie deal. There's like rumors about whether or not that's still a thing post Endgame and like what these actors' contracts are now.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's going to be in this role of I don't even know what the fuck her character's name is for the foreseeable future. And I don't know how much leeway. She is rumored, I don't think it's confirmed, but she is rumored to be in Dune Part 2.
Yes, I think that is confirmed.
I don't know if it's
Maybe it's
fully
not like fully
confirmed.
confirmed, but like it's gonna happen at this
Okay.
point. She's going in there.
She's going to play Benny.
Yeah, Benny
Is she gonna play like the little like monster creature that's in David Lynch's Dune that we don't
Oh, I
see in
would
the
love
first?
that.
She's
No.
like is like a floating amorphous blob of a person.
No. She is playing Mr. Steal Your Timmy, Princess Irulan.
I fucking love Florence Pugh. So, like, I think that even if she does get stuck a little bit in the Marvel machine, she is again somebody who knows how to pick projects, which is very impressive. Like at a younger age, that she like just sees Ari Aster and signed on to do Midsommar before Hereditary even came out. Like that's just knowing how to pick your projects.
I'm not gonna go with her though. I think that.
Who are you going to go with?
Oh, I think if we're talking like like not movies, but also TV, I think I have to go with Lakeith Stanfield because what he does, and if you just look at Brian Tyree Henry too, what he does in Atlanta is like unlike anything else anybody is operating at, just like his own frequency. And he's just one of those guys that when you see pop up in anything, you know he's going to bring something special and unique. I would love to see him in more movies. I would hate for him to be kind of like boxed in to a certain kind of character because I feel like he's able to do so much. I know he's very, very talented just from seeing him in Judas and the Black Messiah. Like that was such a different role from Darius in Atlanta. Like that just shows you everything this guy can do.
Him in a Safdie movie.
Oh my God, that would rock so hard.
Yeah.
Him, Timothy Chalamet, and Pete Davidson in the Safdie movie.
It was it was recently like the news dropped today that
They approach
Pete and Timmy have both separately reached out to the Safdies.
Yeah, there's like, put me in
"Yo."
your movie. Just let me go in here.
Let's connect.
I could absolutely see them doing Pete like over Timmy. To be honest, it
Right.
makes more
Pete
sense
makes more
considering what
sense.
they've done.
Yeah.
you know, you take the unlikely person.
There are, to be honest, all 4 of the Atlanta people were on my radar.
Yeah.
Zazie could go on there.
Donald,
I mean, speaking of people who could just stop acting, what if Donald Glover could just like season 4 of Atlanta Raps and he's like, all right, see you guys. And then just like goes away and we don't hear from Donald Glover for like another 10 years.
It's not his biggest strength.
Right.
You know what? Like he's a way
I'd
better
rather-
showrunner.
Yeah, I'd
than he
rather
is an
him
actor.
act or I'd rather him direct.
He's like a pretty good actor and like the best showrunner on earth.
Yeah, but then every once in a while he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just drop fucking Teddy Perkins on your ass." Like I just did that. And it's like, "Whoa, dude, like where did that fucking come from?" You know?
I'm glad you mentioned Brian Tyree Henry though,
Yeah.
because watching season 3 of Atlanta, that was the first thing that stuck out to me. Is I was immediately reminded of how good he is.
the energy, the gravitas, like
He's so funny.
yeah, he just has like this gravity to him.
Yeah,
He just kind of
there's-
draws you.
He has an
in.
immediacy. Like he's just there.
Episode 3 of Atlanta, where it's just like almost like a bottle episode inside of a house, is like one of the funniest fucking things. Like it was one of those things that you do whenever you're watching a funny episode of television where I just went to Guy afterwards and was describing the episode to her, and she's like, you have to stop this. I want a divorce.
Yeah. I want to see him. It's just a very specific, like, those guys just don't get roles. Hollywood's racist. And,
Listen, can I
know that's what worries me.
I throw a name out at you guys that it was on my list of just like, especially if it was a buying stock situation, like I'm paying out the wazoo for Zendaya and Timothy. I'm kind of buying them as they're already ascending. Sydney Sweeney was on my list. Because I think Sydney Sweeney in 5 years, we could be having like a similar conversation to where Sydney Sweeney's just like in a whole bunch of shit. And we're like, oh yeah. Remember when Sydney Sweeney was like just in Euphoria and like was just like
White
right
Lotus.
on the cusp of, and White Lotus
I feel
was
like White Lotus,
right on the ascent of everything.
That's what let me know that like she's more than just kind of the glitz and the glamour and the vanity.
She's more than just like stupid hot.
Right. Right.
Which she also is. So congrats.
Did you see that? I posted something in our chat how like she invited her grandparents.
Yeah. And
to a screening,
and they were like,
Euphoria.
yeah, she's got the best tits in Hollywood, that granddaughter of ours. And reader, they were correct.
I mean, season 2 of Euphoria is like absolutely out of its mind with what it does with her character. It's like so insanely overindulgent with the nudity and the sex that it's like, what is this actress like thinking? Because you read interviews and she's like all in on it.
Yeah.
She's like all in on like going full nudity into this like wild crazy show, and like the scenes that they're shooting is like, it's like borderline like softcore porn. It's insane.
It sounds like
it's
Euphoria.
at least the showrunner is like definitely a great guy,
right.
You know, there's
definitely
he has
like a
no
cool
impure
guy.
intentions with that.
So if she's able to like break out of that, like kind of like very like animalistic, like kind of,
Jesus Christ.
you know, like
For other people,
Hey, look, I mentioned Sydney Sweeney as somebody who has not seen season 2 of Euphoria. So listeners,
it's like a very like reptile brain thing to be like, oh my God, I love Sydney Sweeney.
you're saying
tits.
Sam Levinson has a reptile brain, which he does.
I'm saying that like White
Yes, he
Lotus
does.
showed us that she's
great.
more than
she's
that.
Yeah, no.
excellent in White Lotus.
She's
it's
if
very
she's
subdued.
incredible.
If she's able to like springboard off of that and to like, and I'm not saying she's not actually like putting in a performance in Euphoria. Like she definitely is. Towards the back end of the season, her character essentially becomes like a movie, a villain, like a very movie villain.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean that show's like, yeah, it's way over the top.
Yeah, she's doing like borderline like Patrick Bateman and fucking
Cool.
American Psycho shit. So it's not like that show is just like doing the kind of, you know, sexual stuff. But yeah, I would love to see her in more stuff. There are a couple other kind of on the cusp people that I was eyeing too. There's some people that like I don't even know if they're gonna be in more stuff, but they're just like kind of hot right now. Like Alana Haim. Like if she
again,
has
just
a movie
buying
career, like she could be an incredible movie star if she chooses to. But she just could not.
The only other person I really, really wanted was Steven Yeun because he's another guy who just exclusively is good and does good shit and is cool as fuck and is friends with all the right people.
Right.
Like he should have been drafted.
just draft the cast of
Yeah,
Nope.
the cast of Keke
Just
Palmer.
the full
whoever
cast
in
of
there.
Nope. Let's just get them
Also,
all in there.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. I actually thought that Anya Taylor-Joy was going to get drafted by somebody. I love her. Thomasin McKenzie also.
Her co-star from Last Night in Soho, for sure. What about Ana de Armas?
Yeah.
I like Ana de Armas. I really just haven't seen her in enough stuff, to be
Right.
honest. Like I haven't seen No Time to
Bond,
Die.
yeah.
Not like I'm going to say that movie's going to sell me on her acting ability, because I don't know if
Yeah.
that movie sells anybody on their acting abilities. But
Well, see, the thing is we all really fucked up on not picking the obvious number one draft pick, which is Gabriel.
Ben Affleck.
it's
Oh.
Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel. Hey, you know what? Good on
The thing is,
good on Benny and J-Lo.
that takes up 2 draft slots though, because you have to take the front actress.
Yeah.
You have to take not Dakota Johnson.
Bangs lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a great exercise, and thank you, Brian. We're acting like we're doing
Really?
Brian a favor when
Right.
he's giving us content.
Honestly,
Exactly.
the thing is, like, really, if we were smart, we would just take like Chris Evans or something like that. We would take
Yeah,
like established
Lightyear
movie
himself.
stars. But here we are.
Okay, 2 more quick questions. One, Morbius looks like crap, so it got me thinking, how many Jared Leto movies would benefit from a swap for Robin Williams?
And is this why you had Panic Room pulled up?
And let me just go ahead and say right now, this is the most insane question that we've ever gotten.
Yeah,
is
so
like
then-
we're just gonna hard flip. We're just gonna insert Robin Williams cornrows and all into Panic Room and just see what happens.
But there's a parenthetical that Brian puts here. Mr. Nobody, the Prefontaine movie, additional parentheses, long distance runner Robin, and Blade Runner 2049 all being roles I think would benefit from this swap.
That you,
Blade Runner
Brian, you and your Prefontaine movies. I swear to God.
Blade Runner 2049 actually makes sense if you consider like later stage Robin Williams, especially like Robin Williams' character in Insomnia, which is a movie that I don't think either of you guys have seen yet. We'll watch it at some point in the series when we get to like 2002 range, but like Isolation Robin is like a gear that he has that we have not seen yet through this Robin Williams series.
Though that's why I wrote down The Little Things, which is a movie that I have never seen, but it, from what I hear about it, it kind of has that same thing too. Jared Leto plays like a suspect in a murder case, essentially.
Lord of War, Robin.
So
It's not going to be worse. It can't be worse.
But do we buy in on Robin saying like, I just want to go home and have a big old bowl of borscht?
Robin
buy
can
that?
do voices, and also he looks
Do we think
European.
Could
Right.
Robin Williams be the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't-
So here, this is a weird.
This is
pitch.
what I was about to bring up. We have to talk about Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh my!
So it's fucked up because it's equally problematic either way. However, Robin is one of the
Better or
only
worse?
people who has played a woman in a successful movie before. So if we have
He's
to
not
replace him,
playing a woman. He's playing a man disguised as a woman.
okay, well he convinced Sally Field, and she's a sharp lady.
So Dallas Buyers Club, nobody should play because it's a movie that shouldn't exist.
Maybe a trans woman should play a trans
Right.
woman.
I don't know.
That would be insane.
Crazy
but-
idea to think Hollywood. Okay, so here actually this made me think of this, and you could not do it in the context of this movie, but it just got me thinking about this. Robin Williams playing this character. What about Robin Williams take on like a Joker, but like
Exactly.
a Jack Nicholson style Joker?
That's the pick. Yeah.
What if he was like actually doing like his version of Jack Nicholson, like zany, over the top, and like here's a card, and then bam, I killed a cop, like kind of something like that, like
With damaged across his forehead.
yeah, of course,
Yeah, this is in the middle of Suicide Squad. So that he's being like, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, as I was looking through Jared Leto's credits, it dawned on me that this man is not really a storied performer at all.
What if Robin Williams played Paolo Gucci?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, why not? He looks more like the actual Paulo
He
Gucci
does.
than Robin.
Wait,
or than Jared.
Let's role reversal this. What movies could Paolo Gucci play Robin Williams? Could Jared Leto's Paolo Gucci play Mrs. Doubtfire?
My
Hey
brain
kids, it's me, a Mrs. Doubtfire.
my brain is folding in on itself.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, you're losing me.
Hey kids, I've been wrapped in a game. Who rolled a F5 or a 8?
Jesus Christ. What about the guy in American Psycho that Patrick Bateman kills?
No, it has to be someone that I want to fucking punch.
Right.
It has to be Leto. That's the only time it was ever used correctly.
Exactly. All right, last question. Team America World Police Force and basketball. In a perfect world, which gets a sequel first? Done correctly.
So that's
Done correctly is doing a lot of work here, but because of that, I would choose Team America.
yeah, because Team America, like, you could
I mean, these are 20-year later sequels at this point.
The idea of like doing another farcical take on the American military complex is kind of like the American military complex has evolved in the last 20 years more than the concept of smashing baseball and basketball together.
Yeah. In today's America, I don't know if you could address basketball.
Right.
I would say, to be honest, I would rather watch a sequel to basketball than I would to a sequel to Team America World Police.
It's true. Well, the problem is, you like Brian said, done right. However, Trey and Matt currently do not have good political takes. So I don't want to know what they think about anything in particular.
Yeah, but you know what they could do is they could make basketball 2. They could get Real Big Fish back to do Take On Me again.
This sounds like we got to tap Dane in on.
Here's
this
the thing:
question.
basketball
this
rocks.
is such a Dane
okay,
question.
let's go. Me and Dane watched basketball like circa high school days together. Back when we were just really listening to a lot of Real Big Fish, and Dane was like, "What if I told you that Real Big Fish is in a movie that's written by the guys from South
in
Park?"
the movie?
Yeah, they are. They are the
this is
team
why I
band.
haven't watched basketball.
Real Big Fish is the team band in basketball. It rocks. That movie kicks so much ass. Come on.
In retrospect, it was pretty easy to see that Scott was peaking really hard and was going to have an insane downfall. You can't just you can't sustain that.
Yeah, that's why that bit in the after party is so good, because it's just like they're going all in on this
Scape Diem.
Scape Diem.
Never forget Scape Diem.
It's 2006, baby. All right. Thank you, Brian, for those beautiful questions. If you want to send us questions, you can do so via email, webottommike@gmail.com, or DM us on Twitter at webottommike. Also, you can become a donor and gain access to our Discord and put questions in there. So let's get to a recap of the Fantasy Film League draft, which occurred last night as of this recording.
I'm still recovering.
Me too.
Mentally.
Me too. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do this podcast.
I'm going to have to show you guys now. I won't be able to show the listeners, but the Excel sheet that I made, I did research for this, project.
Were you doing like point?
I have tier lists. I have where I predict the box office. I'm predicting awards calculations.
Ew, Excel?
Yeah, I'm
Google
sorry.
Sheets all the way.
I'm doing this
fucking disgusting.
Don't tell my employer, but I'm actually working off of my work laptop right now.
They're like tapping into your files. They're like plugging in like random numbers into your into your heavily researched draft list. So just to let the audience in on what we do here, this is our third year of us doing this. I guess we took a year off when the world ended with COVID. So I guess 2020 was a wash.
And I actually still thought COVID was happening last year, so I took another year off. Yeah. You guys, I guess,
you
went
sure
ahead,
did. We kept saying, Drew, you can just draft. You just can't draft anything. You could have just drafted Power of the Dog. Like I had to redraft so late. You could have just drafted late and still won.
I didn't.
So in 2019 was the first year we did this, and then the second year was last year, 2021. And the way we did it was we had what are essentially called daily fantasy rules, which means that a movie can be on multiple people's teams. So we got, this year we have 10 people participating, which is the most we've had. I think the first year we had like maybe 6. And then last year we had maybe 8 or so. So I think it's kind of just been steadily growing. So this year was the first year that we actually did a real draft.
So, because last year we essentially you have $1,000 budget, and then you, Ernest, went through the insane project of like pricing out these movies. So like West Side Story is a $20 film. This movie is a $10
film.
into
This 4 different tiers.
And $1. And you had to have at least 5 and less than 10 or less, somewhere in there, 5 to 10 movies, but in that $100 range. So like people who play daily fantasy, that's going to kind of sound familiar to them. This year, we did an auction style draft where there could not be duplicate movies.
Right.
We had to actually outbid each other for the movies that we wanted on our list.
It was chaos.
Do you want to you don't have to go into the nitty gritty of the scoring itself, but do you want to kind of broadly go over?
The scoring system that I have is very, very intricate.
It's all about box office and awards. That's all it is.
And this year, the point system we're trying to make it more balanced because it seemed for the first 2 years that it was still very awards heavy. So now we're making it so that box office is going to have a much, much bigger role in who wins and who gets the bigger point tally. I might have overcorrected a little bit.
I would
so
say
we'll
that,
see how it shakes out.
but I still don't know if like the box office is 100% what it would have been.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I don't think we're all the way
TBD.
back.
But there's also the Metacritic. There's a Metacritic multiplier, which is Metacritic.com, the aggregator of reviews. I'm putting a percentage multiplier, which means that it's going to, if the movie has like a 50% on Metacritic, it's going to significantly decrease the point value of these movies. Whereas if it has like 80 to 90 on Metacritic, then we're talking like...
Yeah. I mean, like, for example, Morbius, I think, is tracking at $3 trillion right now. But the Metascore is only 35.
Right.
So that is now immediately going through and getting less than half of what that total box office would be. So only $1.5 trillion.
So just kind of the broad overview of like why we do this is just to kind of gamify the year in movies, right? That was the idea behind it. It's like, I think there was one thing we did called the summer movie wager, which got completely wiped out with the pandemic. It might be coming back this year, which is basically trying to guess the top 10 movies of the summer movie season.
That's just box office.
Which is just box office. So this is kind of like an expansion of that. Kind of like
this
gamifying.
is a year-long event.
Yeah. And
I think at one point we wanted the point to be like having fun.
Hey, listen,
But it's become a full-time job for Ernest.
I love it. I get a lot out of it.
And listen, as the reigning champion, I
That's
also
right.
love it.
You did just win with the redraft asterisk next to your name.
Don't put an asterisk if that's the rules. I took advantage of the rules that were presented to me, much like Bill Belichick does whenever he is handling rules. I won.
If you
guys
put in
are now,
all this work and you didn't win, I would think less of you.
You guys
you
are-
should be winning.
you guys are gonna have to watch Tom Brady's Man in the Arena now streaming on Disney Plus. So good news, you don't have to get an ESPN Plus subscription. You just have to get Disney Plus.
I'll watch one episode.
No, you have to watch all
I'm not watching more than
9
one episode.
episodes of. Well, then you have to watch all 9 episodes.
What?
You have to, or else I'm not gonna do this podcast anymore. I'm gonna take my mic and go home.
Okay.
Fuck.
So we all got together. It was a whole thing to get everybody's schedules to line up.
It was so, so hard.
Yeah. And we made it happen. We got this draft together and it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
I didn't know anything about most of the movies I drafted until about a half hour before. I was at a work meeting that went way over time. So I was at this event. I was zooming on my laptop. Then the second the meeting ended, I went straight to the car where I was just waiting for Lee, who was my ride. And they were still in there talking to people for like 40 minutes. So I was in a parking lot or in a car for most of this draft.
Still trucking.
With no voice, just like bidding on my phone. My audio was really bad. I definitely missed out on a couple movies entirely.
Yes, you did get some good ones. So let's dive into our 3 lists. So again, another change this year is we made it so everybody had 5 movies, no more, no less. Because in past years, it kind of varied with the tier system. Some people would have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was kind of all over the place. So this year's like 5 across the board. So after it was all said and done, Drew drafted Thor: Love and Thunder,
Box office.
Black Adam.
Do you want to like talk through like your thought process on each?
Let
of
me
these?
let me name the 5. Tar, She Said, and Women Talking.
Yeah. So the 3 final movies I didn't know existed until right before we drafted. I wanted a couple of box office movies. Black Adam, I was just like, my internet was going in and out, and I was scared I just wasn't going to get any more like semi-big movies. And I was like, well, that'll make some money, but will it? I don't know.
It's The Rock. It'll make money.
Thor's going to make a fuckload of money, so I'm really
Yeah.
happy about that one. And then, Tar is a Todd Field movie who hasn't made a movie in forever, but has had Oscars nominations before, and is starring Cate Blanchett, who is like a perennial Oscar person. As Tar, literally. And then She Said is a female ensemble movie about the Weinstein scandal, right?
Yeah. So that is your Oscar play, right?
I'm almost worried that is so blatantly bait that they might backfire. They won't bite on it. You know, like if the hook is too shiny, the fish don't like it. And then Women Talking actually looks very, very interesting. This is a crazy ensemble. It has Frances McDormand and like Jessie Buckley and people. And it's based on a true story of a group of Mennonite women who realized that they were all getting drugged and raped by the men in their community. That sounds like it's going to be a fascinating movie. Yeah. And it sounds like, those actors are like, this is going to be like a talked about movie. So yeah, I went for 3 awards and 2 box office just to get like some points on the board.
Right. Yep. And we were freaking out thinking that you were just there to drive up everybody's bids.
Yeah, I was just on because I was just the only person exclusively using the chat. So I was literally just typing numbers.
Everyone else is just screaming over each other on this Zoom call.
See, I thought that it was going to be a very modest first couple rounds and that we were going to be like barely cracking 100.
You gotta, this is how, like, this is the same with fantasy football auctions. Mm-hmm. You have to spend like almost half of your shit on your biggest pick.
Yeah, you got to go hard. And that's what the very first thing that was nominated was Avatar 2.
Yeah, which you got.
Yeah. I crunched the numbers and I did a lot of research, guys. And I determined that Avatar 2 is going to make a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
That was what I came out of the other side.
You had to do a lot of research.
I did a lot of research and I was like, this James Cameron guy is like, turns out people really like this Avatar movie. Turns out that the Avatar is now actually overtaken Endgame and it is the highest grossing movie ever made. So I went ahead and got Avatar 2. I was willing to spend like half my budget on this movie because I think that not only is this going to make like $2 billion again, if it does make $2 billion, if it makes $1.5 billion, that's fine. It's also going to be nominated for like all the technical
shit. Did it make
shit.
$2 billion domestic?
No, $2 billion worldwide.
Right, yeah. So $1 billion. Yeah. We're doing domestic.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll be fine. It's also a key piece of Avatar 2 is that it is releasing in December. Not a lot of box office competition in the month of December, leading into Star January, Wars, leading into February, leading all the way up. It's going to be in the top 10 pretty much until the Oscars.
Yeah. You spent $375 out of your $1,000, and it sounds like you were willing to go even higher than that.
I was.
Yeah, and that was surprising, being the first movie on the auction block to go that higher, and I was shocked. I did not expect that, and it was like that for the entire first round was that high.
There was no like kind of like footing it around like I don't know, like who wants to nominate like this little thing. Everybody's like, no, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do Babylon, like big Oscar play.
Yeah. I really wanted Avatar. I was so mad that you fucking got it.
I'm surprised that you did not go for it.
I was scared, dude. I was like, am I really about to spend half my budget on Avatar?
That's the same mentality that I go after people with whenever I'm doing an auction budget in an actual fantasy setting is like, I know you're going to be scared to spend it all. I'm not.
It's crazy because like you got another huge one. Like, let's just run through your 5. You got Avatar 2, Jurassic World Dominion, Elvis, Killers of the Flower Moon, which is arguably like the Oscars front runner, and Next Goal Wins. So you got the box office front runner and the awards front runner, and you spent like over $300 on each. So I think things worked out great for you.
How much did I spend on Jurassic World?
$195.
That's a fucking steal. Guys, let me just pull up. Do you know Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which is widely regarded as a bad movie? Like, I don't know a single person who saw Fallen Kingdom and was like, I really enjoyed that. That movie made $417 million domestic.
Jesus.
Dude,
417 domestic.
How many do you think one is going to make in 2022?
Well, here's the thing: is that the Golden Boy, the book of Henry Mann himself, Colin Trevorrow, the Golden God,
he's back,
who created the first Jurassic World, which is well regarded, made $652 million. Right. So it was a significant drop going to Fallen Kingdom. That was almost $250 million dropped off.
People fucking love dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's the thing. People love dinosaurs. Yeah. That cannot be understated, that the Avatar 2 and Jurassic World Dominion might just be the two highest grossing movies of the year.
So Elvis.
You want to talk through Elvis?
You got it for $20.
$20.
Yeah.
For Elvis.
Yeah. I like proposed it, like I introduced it for bidding, like just for fun.
Yeah.
And I was glad someone else bid on it because I didn't want to end up with it at that point.
Nobody.
$20 is a good deal though, because that also it's less about that movie and it's more about that freeing up money for you to get better movies.
It freed up money for me, and
that's what's important.
Let me tell you. Do you guys know what Baz Luhrmann typically does at the box office? Because let me tell you, Baz Luhrmann prints money.
Gatsby, Moulin Rouge.
Gatsby made $353 million. Moulin Rouge, which is a rated R musical that's like avant-garde and is just mashing up of pop songs, that made almost $200 million. Baz Luhrmann gets people to come out for his movies.
Yeah.
And you know what people like? People like Elvis.
Well, that's the thing.
People like Tom Hanks.
Do people like Elvis? I feel like most people that like Elvis are like 80 years old.
Yeah, there are a lot of like closeted like Elvis freaks out there. Like I had a friend whose dad, he wasn't like an older guy, and he was like just like a super normal guy, but he had like their back pool shed was a shrine to Elvis. Straight up. There are a lot of those people.
Damn.
Do we think that like I was considering with my first draft pick taking Austin Butler, Elvis Presley himself.
I don't know how it's going to do. I think it'll definitely get you some amount of points from box office. It's going to get probably over 100. Like I'd say.
I think it'll make at least 50. I think that it could make $100. I think I could, or 100 mil. I think that it could like have a little bit of a slow burn. I could see it like remaining in the top 10 for a while as almost like a counterculture pick. Like these children are going to their Marvel movie, but we're going to go see Elvis.
Well, so something I brought up last night during the draft is Bohemian Rhapsody. Movie was fucking monster. That movie almost made it to $1 billion at the box office.
Yeah,
the difference is Bohemian Rhapsody was released in October, and this is coming out June.
Yeah,
Rocketman was just shy of 200.
Damn, Rocketman made almost 200. Well, that makes me feel pretty good then.
Yeah.
It's the question is really like, are we operating at 100% movie theater wise? Do these numbers matter at all in 2022?
That's the thing.
Maybe we aren't
like
at 100%.
Moulin Rouge doesn't matter in 2022.
We're definitely getting back there though. Movies are back.
Yeah.
The Lost City is about to crack $100 million.
That's
an
a big
original
deal.
rom-com.
Yeah.
Like that rocks. We're getting back there.
Ambulance is about to crack 10 million.
It's about to hit double digits. No, I like Elvis. Like you said, Drew, it was a value pick that I was able to
gave
free
you
up
the
space.
money to take Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
that's what it did.
So really, and shout out to all of you for just kind of.
I was so mad
I was
about
just sitting
this.
there. I did the thing in the auction draft where I just I got my movies and then I just chilled for like an hour. I didn't make any. I like bid up a couple of people with no intentions of actually buying anything, and then I just sat there, waited for everybody's money to deplete. And then Killers of the Flower Moon got nominated.
Yeah.
And I'm sweeping all in on that. I just needed one big Oscar boy. I really wanted Babylon. That got swept out for me.
Yeah.
Just
Pricey
because love Damien Chazelle. That's like my
That was
number one
actually
baby Bubba.
the highest bid one. That Colin got that for 400.
Yeah. Almost half of his budget spent on that one. Yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon doesn't need to be explained. It's a new Martin Scorsese movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons.
Bunch of other people.
Yeah. A whole ton of people.
I think Bobby D's in there.
Yeah. And then Next Goal Wins, the other Taika Waititi movie that's coming out this
That
year.
had to be reshot like a third of it.
Because Armie Hammer was the original lead of this.
Shout out to Will Arnett, though. We love him.
Yeah, Will Arnett.
Yeah.
When you're replacing somebody to play Armie Hammer, you definitely pick Will Arnett.
That movie's been in the can. If it wasn't for this reshoot, it's been ready for a while. It's going to come out soon.
I actually I think that movie, the love for sports movies in the last couple of years makes me think that could be like a more of a contender. Like
the Ted
King
Lasso
Richard.
wave is coming in.
Yeah. Apparently, like people are saying, like people, because this movie is test screened like for years at this point.
Does this
people are saying that this is the movie version of Ted Lasso, and guess what? People love is Ted Lasso.
Does this take place in the Premier League cinematic universe?
Wow. No, because it's international team.
Will Jamie Tart make a secret post credits appearance?
This is one that I think there's a wide range of how many points this could end up with. You know what I mean? Because if it's like just like a fine movie, I could see it getting you maybe like 10 or 20 points box office and then nothing else. But then also if it's good and if there's like one incredible performance in it, it could really do some points for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now my list. So I had the job of actually not only setting up this entire situation, but also tracking everybody's picks and points and all of that. And all the while,
Once again, thank you, Ernest.
Still-
for all this.
finding the mental capacity to make bids on my own movies. And what I ended up was White Noise, the new Noah Baumbach movie on Netflix. Lightyear, the movie based on the character that the toy is based on. The real person that the toy is based on.
I was bidding on that. It's because it's animated. It's going to make money, and also if it turns out it's good, like some animated movies have to get nominated for awards.
Right. Yeah.
So
Why I think this might hit like a sweet spot of just like cleaning up so much money.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, like the Annies and Oscar. It's
Yeah.
going to get like those, you know that you have a baseline of awards that you're going to get nominated for, and it'll probably make
I
good
wanted
money.
an animated movie, but I was going after this one.
And Poor Things, the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie with a stacked cast.
Very excited for
Let me
this.
just read. I don't want to read what this movie is about because I wish I hadn't read. I read the synopsis somewhere and I was like, damn, I wish I hadn't known that. So I'm not going to read what it's about, but this is who's in it. Emma Stone, Margaret Qualley, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef, Christopher Abbott, Gerard Carmichael. And there's probably like more people, you know, in bit parts that we don't even know of. So Yorgos coming in hot
Yorgos is God.
after The
Just the
Favorite.
best.
Like, you know, Olivia Colman won an Oscar for that movie. Like, this is automatically in the awards conversation because of that. And hey, I mean, who knows?
It depends on how subversive it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he goes back to the old Yorgos, it might be not too much to stomach. But
Right.
the thing is, I don't think he's going to do that, though. I think that he.
Oh, he's gonna throw in some weird shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's
but he
Yorgos.
didn't. But much like The Favorite, he didn't write this one, which is the different. That's when his career changed. Is when he started taking scripts.
Point. Then I got Canterbury Glass, which is the new David O. Russell movie that had been drafted last year and had to get pushed.
I was going after this one too, actually.
Yeah. So this, I mean, it's David O. Russell. He's gonna get so many nominations.
Yeah, David O. Russell,
No wins.
for like the listeners who might not be familiar with the name, he is a classic filmmaker who makes movies that get like 7 nominations and 0 wins.
Yeah. American Hustle.
American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook, The Fighter.
It's so weird.
well,
That Silver
J-Law
Linings
won-
Playbook was like the movie that year. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
that
such-
movie is just like pretty normal.
Yeah,
it's a very basic
movie.
It's
movie.
kind of fun. Joy, it's another one. His movies
That's not a real movie.
his movies get nominations. They get like awards love. American Hustle, you want to talk about not a real movie? Jesus Christ.
That's not a movie.
American Hustle is a movie that all 3 of us watched together, and I couldn't have told you what was happening like after the previous scene occurred. Like it left
A lot of hair.
it left like no impact on me. Like it just evaporated from my brain as I was watching it.
Jeremy Renner and Bradley Cooper's hair in that movie is incredible.
Now I kind of
The-
want to watch
the
it
curls
again.
Like watch
It definitely
just
had
for the
nothing
wigs.
to do with the Soylent that we were on while watching.
I know.
American
Yeah. And then your last movie, Ernest, I was so fucking mad you
Yeah.
took because it was just sitting there the whole time, and I was like, "This is my free pick."
It's Bardo.
Yeah.
The new movie by Alejandro González Iñárritu.
The amount of nominations that this is going to get.
Yeah.
If it comes out this year.
That's the thing.
It has not been confirmed to come out this year. And the difference between this year and last year is that there's no redrafts.
Right.
So if Bardo gets pushed to 2023, you're fucked. You just lost a space.
It is done shooting though.
That is the thing, though.
It's been shot.
It's shot. Principal photography wrapped in like September, so it's been. They're just editing right now, so they have plenty of time to wrap this baby up and release it before the end of the year.
It's produced independently. I guess they're gonna have to
shop
sell
around.
it. Yeah.
Shop around, try and find a studio to buy it.
So yeah, I mean,
That's a great pick.
he did Birdman and Revenant like back to back. And then he's been quiet ever since. Those were 2 back-to-back Oscars.
Yeah.
So he's gonna find a home for this movie.
Every person in the technical departments of this movie is an Oscar person. Like
Yeah.
if you look at the other films they've worked on, it's crazy.
I-
Even though this movie doesn't, it seems kind of unassuming. It's sort of like a road comedy almost.
It's
I was sad that I couldn't have this on my list. I mean, I'm happy with my selections, but I really, really wanted Bardo. Even with the risk itself, like Inarritu is just the man, dude. I fucking love Inarritu. With the exception of The Revenant, which I really don't care for. I love every one of his movies I've seen. Itu Mama Tambien, Babel.
Perfect.
I stand for Birdman. I know, like, there's been like a whole like anti-Birdman. I feel like that was a classic case of like winning the Oscar was bad
Right.
for the movie. Like people look back and they're like, that won Best Picture of 2014 because 2014 was a great movie year.
well, it
But
was either
Birdman just
that
fucking
or
rocks.
I mean, that was like a no-win year because there were also like Boyhood detractors too. Like people were going to talk shit about Boyhood too if that won. It's all dumb. I mean, movie fucking rocks. I'm excited to see him back in his element with this. I'm hearing.
I mean, that was
conflicting-
the Whiplash year, so that's what I was writing
Right.
guide for, but it had no chance of winning.
I'm hearing conflicting things because apparently he was very callous about COVID protocols.
I know that's one red flag about it.
Yeah.
If that ends up staying a story, the thing is that might just stop being a story.
I don't think it'll linger around, but that was like
that's what he said about COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
There was
Said
like
that March of
Watch your mouth.
2020.
There was like something that was floating around the movie that like everybody who worked on it was very frustrated with how
They just ignored COVID.
yeah, how all over the place the protocols were. But at the same time, it's like he maybe was not making this large scale production. Like we don't know how massive of a movie this is. It could have been a smaller operation.
It seems relatively small.
Yeah.
For Inarritu at least. Like it seems less involved
Yeah.
and more of like a passion project.
Back to basics kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's making their aroma. Like
Yeah.
After
Steven
Quaron.
I mean, it got drafted by somebody else who we did the draft with, but like The Fabelmans is also going to be the best picture
Yeah,
movie.
Colin
That's
got that.
Steven Spielberg's Roma, which is Inarritu's Bardo. Like everybody's trying to make their like my version of whenever I was a child. I was a young boy. They're Belfast, if you will.
Right. So before we wrap up, let's just run real quick through the rest of all the picks that everybody made. So Colin got Babylon, The Fabelmans, Halloween Ends, Vortex, which apparently is coming out. I looked it up. It has a May 6th
The Gaspar
release.
Noé movie.
It's the anti-multiverse of madness release.
It's the origin story of Jimmy Neutron's enemy, right?
Yeah.
Cindy Vortex.
Yeah, Sheen is going to make a special portal.
Timmy
multiverse.
Chalamet is playing Sheen.
We should. Colin spent $255 on Halloween Ends, which God bless
That
you,
was
Colin.
insane.
God bless you. Never change,
That
buddy.
might get him 0 points.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Maybe 10.
Halloween Ends, just the sequel to one of the most disappointing movie experiences I had all year last year.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight. My attention span died tonight while watching that movie. And oh boy.
He also got Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, which for all intents and purposes could be a great movie.
It could be the best picture.
Yeah. Like
we don't know.
Harry got Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Curse movie.
Yeah, curse movie.
I said at the time, and I'm saying it now, I don't know how much the average person knows about how fucked that production is.
Well, people know that Chadwick Boseman passed
They
away.
know about that. Do they know
Do
about
they?
Letitia Wright? Because
No,
yeah,
they don't.
because no
Yeah.
one's like Disney doesn't want that necessarily being like fully. They're not like out in the press saying that.
But the fact that they're like having such a quick turnaround on a sequel to a movie whose star is now dead is insanely cursed.
Yeah,
like
of course.
Capitalism is an endless void.
I'm wondering how much that'll affect the bottom line because Black Panther did fucking gangbusters. It made so much money.
And no, but that's the thing is like they're gonna use the most cursed thing is like they're gonna use
the trailers will be
yeah.
It's gonna be bad. I can't wait for them to. They're gonna just reanimate Chadwick Boseman's corpse. It's gonna be.
They're actually using Paul Walker's brother to play Chadwick in certain scenes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Michael B. Jordan is also coming back despite
They're
dying.
getting Kendrick to do a remix of again.
This movie shouldn't exist. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. But I think that the thing is that I know that you're right, Drew. Like that, this movie's still gonna make $1 billion.
Are they?
Also, because I think the Marvel machine is like impenetrable at this point.
They're gonna have to drop the most fire soundtrack ever because the first one had such a soundtrack.
The Black Panther soundtrack.
Dude, literally
I
in
still
my top
fucking
5
bump that
of
shit.
the year that year.
It was so good.
It
Are you
still
on 10
holds
yet?
up fucking incredible.
He got wait, what?
Are you on 10
Are you on
yet?
10 yet? I live on 10, but are you on 10 yet?
Is that a reference to a lyric from
Yeah, no, it's 10. The song is 10. It's X.
Oh. I just blanked
Schoolboy Q, baby.
completely on all the tracks from that album except Miss
Hold
Me
up,
with
hold
That
up.
Bullshit.
Are you on 10 yet?
You're not a main Gregor, just a tourist. Bitch, I'm on a roll. Okay.
I'm James Blake, and I'm here too.
What did you say during our review of Black Panther that James Blake is the Andy Serkis?
No, I said
of
No,
the
he's the
soundtrack?
Martin Freeman.
Yeah,
The
he's
Martin Freeman
he's the
of-
Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
He's just there to help.
Yeah.
He's just there to just be.
assisting.
He's not
My
getting in
God.
anyone's way, not stepping on toes. Just wearing a suit and helping everyone out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's an ally. Harry also got Nope.
That's a big one.
I'm worried about Nope.
I am too.
I
Not about the movie. About
no,
It's
just
box office.
Well,
chances.
not box office. I think it'll do pretty well. I'm worried about it awards wise. I think that
it depends.
Well, it's not being angled for that. It's being angled as a big summer movie.
I know, but it's also not going to make $500 million.
Right.
So as far as this draft goes, it was hard
Yeah.
to take
it's
it. you
like
know?
if we were doing my most anticipated movies, that's in the top 5.
But there were a lot of movies that ended up in this tweener zone where I was like, well, it's going to be really good, but it's not going to make.
Is it going to make money, and is it
it's-
going to be nominated for?
And I don't
awards?
think it's an
Yeah.
Exactly. He also got his darling George Miller's 3,000 Years of Longing, which I'm not sure if it's actually like coming out or anything. This is one of those movies that's like kind of in the ether of like, maybe it's happening.
There are a lot of those.
He also got the most coveted movie of the entire draft, Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank.
You heard that right?
He bid
Also known as
$5, the minimum bet.
Blazing Samurai.
Blazing Samurai, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank.
Yeah.
3 titles is always a good
so
sign for
It's
your
the new
movie.
Arctic Justice Thunder Squad.
So I made a Letterboxd list of all these movies that got drafted, and I was looking at it and I was thinking like, you know, maybe I'll watch all of these movies. Maybe that'll be like a project for the year is to like do 100% completion on the Fantasy Film League. And then I'm looking at Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank,
Blazing.
and I'm like, no, I'm good on that.
Hey, it is starring Mel Brooks and Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Cera, who plays Hank,
Good.
the titular Hank. This movie looks, just the poster makes this look like shit. Like,
Yeah, it
what
looks
is the studio
awful.
behind
My
this?
4-year-old
Is this
actually walked up to me the
DreamWorks?
other night, and she was like, "Is Mel Brooks in a co-starring role? He's one of my favorite 97-year-olds."
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Currently, this is a Paramount movie. This movie is going straight to Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Like I'm just willing to chalk that in right now that they're going to see this movie and say like, oh no, we don't want to have this compete against like. I think that It's coming out July 15th. There's some
Yeah.
other big movie that's coming out July 15th. They're going to say like, nah, we're just going to put this straight on Paramount Plus. And it might be a $0, a 0 point.
Hey
pick.
man, no, it'll be in the conversation for Best Picture for sure. It comes
best,
out.
like, best picture drawn by a child of a character from a movie.
It comes out the same weekend as Nope. So,
Oh, that's counter programming.
That's tough for Nope.
yeah.
yeah.
You hate to see that.
Okay, moving right along. He also picked The Woman King, which is kind of like this, I guess, historical African epic starring Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Who owns hard.
Yeah.
Never a bad idea to pick a Viola Davis movie, especially it's also directed by Gina Prince Blythewood, who's kind of just on the up and up. I could see it. I could see this being like if it's good. I know that it started test screening and the early buzz around it has been like it looks fucking great. So that's a good sign.
Then Gaia got Minions: The Rise of Gru,
She's
which
gonna make $1 billion.
It's an award.
so happy for
Award
her.
movie.
We should all go see Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Let's do,
Hold
guys.
hands.
I will go. I 100% will go see Minions: Rise of Gru with you. Let's do it.
She also got Top Gun Maverick, which
That's a big
might come out.
Fucking snipe Top Gun Maverick from me. I really wanted Top Gun Maverick on my team.
How well do you guys think it'll do? How important do you think Top Gun is to the average person?
I don't think it's that important.
Well, I
dude.
think it's important to older people,
Yeah.
and older people are more likely to go to movies than young people. The thing is that, like, it's
Are
weirdly,
they?
I think that kids don't go to the movie theater. If you talk to like a fucking Gen Z person, they don't go to the movies.
Well, they just go to like horror, like Blumhouse movies,
Right.
you know?
Right. Yeah, this I think Top Gun's gonna do pretty well.
But
I
how
think it's
well?
gonna make like 150 to 200.
Okay, because like
I'm not saying like it's gonna make $500 million,
Because-
but I think it could be creeping up by 200 by the end of it.
that's fair. Well, because the movies that kids do go to are the only movies that make money. It's like Marvel movies, so it's
has $152 million budget.
that's fucking crazy.
That
Tom
rocks.
Cruise is an
And
insane
it's gonna
person.
do well internationally for sure.
Honestly, that just like made me so happy seeing that, and I should have spent more money trying to get Top Gun Maverick on my
Jeez.
team because Tom Cruise is in $150 million budget.
I mean,
movie.
I think
This
maybe the
rocks.
thing
I'm
is
so
like
excited.
people are so hungry for Mission Impossible that they'll just this will just like satiate.
I have horrible
them.
news about how important Mission Impossible is to the average person.
Do you know how much money Mission Impossible made at the box office? Mission Impossible 6 because it did fucking
Yeah,
gangbusters.
those movies they rake it in. She also
Yeah, Fallout made $791 million
Yeah,
domestic.
incredible.
Yeah.
Wow,
incredible.
that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And those
Let's
are good
fucking go, baby.
movies.
Guy also got the Bob's Burgers movie. I hope that one does well. That one's like it'll
Bob's
make me
Burgers
feel good.
has like fucking stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People worship
can't
it.
better
underestimate
come
that.
out.
There are certain people who think that is the best show ever made.
Right.
And
It's
they
a great
cannot,
show.
They won't be convinced otherwise.
You know, Bob's Burgers is kind of one of those weird shows that we like never talk about on this podcast because it's a syndicated TV show that's just like watched by the masses, and it's kind of at like a consistent level of quality where it's never going to like wow you and you're going to be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But there's something to be said of like really great like high bar adult comedies that are just kind of consistent and
Right.
on television year after year. We've said the same thing before about Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't think the show's as good as Always Sunny, but like that same type of show where it's just kind of been around
Yeah.
for so long you forget about it. Bob's
yeah.
Burgers is great. Bob's Burgers fucking rocks.
I think a good comp for it is like a modern King of the Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's very visually drab.
but yet like reliable, like it's consistent.
Yeah, but like it could just also like be a live action
Yeah.
thing and it wouldn't be super different, you know?
Yeah.
She also got Downton Abbey 2: A New Era. Hopefully,
We'll
we'll
all
get some
see that
stands
together,
out there
right?
for that. And I Want to Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston biopic.
That one should get some points.
Yeah.
They're positioning it to be awards play. It's coming out last week of December.
Yeah, for
That is
sure.
where you put your movie that you want to push for Oscars.
People love Whitney Houston.
Casey Lemons.
Rightfully so.
I love Casey Lemons. Also has like the writer of I Want to Dance with Somebody is this guy Anthony McCartan, who
he exclusively writes Oscar
wrote
movies.
The Two Popes, Bohemian Rhapsody, Darkest Hour, Theory of Everything.
Jeez.
This guy is loved by
He's
the Academy.
in a couple years ago he was in the Hollywood Reporter like writer roundtables, and he's very smart.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, David got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
That's gonna make a fuckload.
Yeah, I think people are thirsty for a new Marvel movie after Spider-Man.
Don't Worry, Darling, the follow-up to Booksmart from Miss Olivia Wilde.
That I'm interested to see how that does, because she's right on the precipice of being an awards type person, because Booksmart was very lovable.
Let me tell you, it's gonna make money because
Harry Styles.
the Harry stands are. We talked about Zendaya stands, and like Harry stands are just on that same level of like they cannot be stopped.
Also, Florence Pugh, Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
He also got Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Money.
The Banshees of Inisherin, which is the new Martin McDonagh
It's
movie.
definitely how you say that. Inisherin. Inisherin.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Martin McDonagh, his follow-up to Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. A movie that was nominated for a whole bunch of awards and fucking sucks.
You guys liked that movie when you talked about it. I'm
that
sorry.
Is not true.
I like the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was very against
I don't
Three
think it's
Billboards.
On
Outside
your initial podcast, you were like, I didn't like it. No,
Yes, I said I did not care for that movie.
I came on and I afterward and I talked about how much I hated it.
I think I was
didn't
like
think
I
it was that
disliked it. You came in strong hating it. And now I am still at a point where like if anything I've gone more sour on it. More than going sour on it, it's left my brain forever. Couldn't tell you anything about it.
It's very hollow to me.
It's a foreign person's take on an very American idea, which feels kind of empty.
He also got Till, which is the true story of Emmett Till. And yeah, that's his team. Then Dane got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Dane, who was not going to draft until the last minute, ended up getting
Guilted.
Across the fucking Spider-Verse.
Might be my favorite movie that I'm looking forward to this year. Follow up to one of the best movies of the last 10 years.
Bullet Train, new Brad Pitt action movie.
That to me is a tweener in
Yeah.
terms of it's not going to get quite enough box office,
Right.
and I don't think it'll get awards. But I do want to watch it.
Untitled Mario film, aka Super Chris Pratt movie.
Mario has stands, low-key.
Paolo Gucci as Mario Mushroom.
Charlie Day as is Luigi.
That I'm excited for. And Jack Black as Bowser.
Yeah.
Honestly, the casting outside of Chris Pratt is great.
Right.
But it's just like Chris Pratt's fucking Mario.
Danny
Someone
DeVito
do
is Dorgle in that.
it. Yeah. I think Zendaya's Michi.
Common as Stonekeeper.
And The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is right around the corner.
Very excited for that too. It's another tweener.
I don't know if that movie's making money, and
No.
I don't think it's getting awards love, but
Yeah.
I'm happy that
But I
I'm
want to
happy
watch
that
it.
it got drafted.
I want to watch it.
And Easter Sunday, which that was shocking.
Oh, you mean the newest from the Broken Lizard comedy troupe?
Yeah.
That was I was shocked that he picked that because I'd never even heard of that. But yeah, it's from the guys who made
Super Troopers.
Yeah,
Beer
don't Google
Fest.
Easter Sunday.
Jay Chandrasekhar most notably came from them, and who has become. He directed a bunch of episodes of Community. Like he's become a very respectable director. He also was the person
Hey.
driving the cab in that Jackass prank, the terrorist prank.
Yeah, and Jackass
that's
too.
Jay.
Yeah, the cast is. I mean, I'm excited for this. I didn't know this movie existed until
Yeah.
seeing it. But like Joe Coy, your boy Brandon Wardell is in this movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited for this. Don't know if it'll make money.
Wait.
When Dane first said Easter Sunday, I thought that he was grabbing one of those church movies that like comes out and still makes like $100 million because every church like buys out the theater for their whole
Guys,
congregation.
no.
to go see
Okay,
this.
this isn't like a Broken Lizard movie. This is a Jay Chandrasekhar directed movie. This is a Joe Coy movie. It is about the comedian Joe Coy, and he's playing himself.
Oh, nice.
This is not a Broken Lizard movie. Like, it's not going to feel like that at all. It's not going to be like a large Farva Leader Cola type fucking thing.
I guess we shall see.
Yeah, I've heard Brandon Wardell talking about this. Like, this is Brandon Wardell's playing his son. Like, it's about like Joe Coy's crazy life as a
it's like a
comedian.
King of Staten Island.
So will
type
this
deal.
movie be good?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
All right, last couple picks here. Brett got Creed 3.
Directed by Michael B. Jordan.
Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
God bless you, Brett. This movie, Warner Brothers announced that they are waiting to start filming on 4 and 5 to see how this movie does, which is not what you want to hear.
They want to know what
studio.
people think about the secrets.
The only thing that is in its favor is the name Dumbledore in the title is going to that's genuinely going to
that's literally the biggest part of the poster. That's one of the funniest things.
Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
The Secrets of Harry Potter's Dumbledore.
I think this movie might not do so great.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I'm excited though to kick off the league this week with this movie.
What do you think?
He's going to be on the board.
Are you guys excited for like the fan art when we can have like mashups of like both Dumbledore and Babadook as like two gay icons?
Oh wow! I thought you were going to go straight to Mads Mikkelsen just raw dogging it. That's what's going to happen in this movie. That's the plot.
So we're getting our third Grindelwald, right? So we had Colin, we had Johnny, and now we have Mads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this franchise definitely has a shit together for sure.
He also got
to see.
Knives Out 2.
Excited for it. Also might be a tweener.
Yeah.
And it's a Netflix, so you're not getting any box office.
You get those top 10 points though.
Yeah.
For however long they keep it on there until they kick it out for Is It Cake Season 2.
And The Northman and 13 Lives, which is a Ron Howard movie.
I'm really wondering if The Northman is going to get awards, because on one hand it is time to pay Eggers his due in terms of like anointing him as like an incredible director.
I don't know if he's quite there.
Well, he hasn't made a movie that's palatable to awards people.
I don't know
yet.
if this one will be.
This one is definitely going to be more palatable to an audience. The question is it going to be good in awards terms?
Yeah.
Well, I will say in its favor, I mean, it's not in its favor that it's coming out like this month, because if they wanted it to be awardsy, they would release a movie like this later on so people could be like, oh my God, The Craft, give this more awards. I'm worried it's more going to be closer to Green Knight in that way.
Yeah.
Where it's like an auteur is making a movie that like we respect a lot, but we aren't going to give any nominations. Definitely excited for it. And working its favor though, it's not A24. Because A24 is like low-key really bad at running awards campaigns.
Right. Moonlight was like an outlier for them, I guess.
Yeah, and Moonlight, they kind of like fell ass backwards into Moonlight. The more that you look into it, like they just bought Moonlight and then it came at the right time. It just happened to premiere in October and then had like a word of mouth wave. It was less a compliment on their ability to run a campaign and more the power of Moonlight. Yeah, it's like undeniable. In its favor though, it's being distributed by Universal and Focus Features. Universal and Focus knows how to run a campaign for something.
Right.
So if they want this movie to do well, I didn't realize this movie had a $90 million budget.
I'm so excited.
That rocks.
Yeah,
they gave Bobby Eggers $100 million. Like, let's fucking go, baby.
Like, this is going to be a different Eggers.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, speaking of, our boy Adam couldn't make it up to the draft because he was seeing The Northman at a press screening. So he had to submit his picks of the scraps, the forgotten cutting room floor scraps.
Which I did say like up front, like I think that he's going to be top 3.
Yeah, so these are his picks.
Because Adam is very smart and good movies were left over.
Yeah.
He got DC League of Super Pets.
I'll make money.
Empire of Light, the new Sam Mendes movie.
That movie's going to be nominated for a bunch of stuff. I was really surprised that nobody got Empire Light in our draft.
The Son Into the Fatherverse, the sequel to The Father.
Can't wait for the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
The third part of the trilogy.
The Whale.
That was Brett made that joke.
Yeah, the Holy Ghost.
I made that joke like immediately, and then Brett also co-opted my joke. I think Harry also made the same joke at some other point because we were just screaming.
Well,
over
I mean,
each
that's
other
how you know
in
that
Zoom.
it's a bad joke. So congrats to all
you
of
were
you.
You were trying to tell me that it wasn't part of the Fatherverse, and it 100% is part of the Fatherverse. We're entering the Fatherverse.
You were so sure. Why are you so sure?
I don't think that's true. I don't know if we can say that. No, apparently Florian Zeller has like been like, no, it's not connected to the Father.
Yeah.
Like he keeps telling people, like he's like, my next movie is called The Son. It's not connected to the Father. Yeah. He really wants people to know that this is not. And
yeah, Anthony Hopkins is reprising his role as the Father.
Yeah, he's just playing a dementia patient again.
He also got The Whale, which we mentioned is the I guess we will mention or no.
No, we mentioned it. How did we record this? Mentioned it. We mentioned the same episode.
Darren Aronofsky's new movie with Brendan Fraser and The Killer, which is the new David Fincher film.
Which I don't know is coming out this year.
Yeah, it's tough. Is it shooting right now? I guess we don't know.
I think it is shooting like right now.
So it might not come out.
So I don't know if it is. Also, even if it does come out right now, Fincher actually like secretly isn't as loved by the Academy as
Mank won an Oscar.
Mank did, and Mank is like his only movie. I think Gone Girl wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. Like he's not as loved by the Academy as he should be because he makes genre movies. With the exception, Mank was his chance. Mank was his chance to get credit, and no one gave him credit. Give the man some damn credit.
Hollywood, what if I make a shitty movie? Will you like that? And they were like, no, we don't like the shitty one either.
Mank is
great. We don't like your good ones or
Guys,
your bad ones.
I've watched Mank 3 times. I go to sleep to Mank.
Jeez.
I have a Mank vinyl.
Oh, wow.
That it's just the audio from Mank. Just because I just like to go to sleep just hearing Mank's voice. I do Mank impressions to make myself and make Guy go to sleep. I just go up to Guy and just go,
what a nightmare.
I just want credit.
When you're sleeping, you're like,
I want to sleep. I want credit. we want credit.
Name another line in the movie. And that's not a line in the movie, by the way.
No, that's his big speech that he gives.
I'm Mank. They call me Mank.
They call me Mank.
Oh wait, no, I'll do one a different character than Mank. Dear God, turn on the Mank signal. Mm-hmm. When they have to call Mank in to write Citizen Kane.
Here's another. You should get credit. That's everyone else.
The city deserves.
That's everyone not named Orson Welles.
The city deserves a better class of Mank. I'm gonna give it to him. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sticking with us as we go through this introduction to this film draft.
And the introduction to our next 299 episodes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got the big 300 for you next week. It may or may not be from the back of a speeding ambulance through the streets of LA. We shall see.
Louisiana.
We're not going to review every movie that has been drafted in this league, but I'll at least like keep tabs on it to see like how it's all going.
We'll do Blazing Samurai. We'll do the big ones.
Legend of Hank for sure.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah. I know you already have your tickets for Secrets of Dumbledore like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you'll be there.
I actually asked for them because I was like, can I be in front of the front row? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, do you want to be behind the projector? So I said, yes. So I'm actually going to be behind the screen. I'm going to be like puppeting the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Perfect. Stick around for Northman. Stick around for Doctor Strange. Oh, we got to do an episode on the fucking Nicolas Cage movie, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Our boy.
Obviously.
Massive talent. And then beyond that, TV catch-up, Back to Robin, Birdcage, Jack, more good shit. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, like, comment, recommend, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening and watching. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.